Zeal Brothers here. Want to make another video. This one is sad about Colin Powell. Today, Colin Powell died. He died despite being vaccinated from the virus. And his death proves a very important point. And I want to make this point very clear. That it is hard to make an absolute truth about something that we don't know about. I say this because it will be so easy to go around and say a video and say, hey, Colin Powell died despite being vaccinated, therefore the vaccine doesn't work. But can we say that with absolute fact? Because the numbers don't back that up. It seems to me that people who take the vaccine has less severity of the virus when they get it. It's not necessarily better than natural immunity, but it appears to be better than nothing. But on the other hand, it seems just as silly when I watch commercials that tell us we can do this and we can beat the virus. I want to ask you, what virus has ever been beaten? Is AIDS dead? Is the common cold dead? Is malaria dead? These are all viruses that we see going throughout the world, and we still haven't beaten those. So really, is there anything that we can do to beat a virus? What we can do is lessen its impact as much as we can. What we can do is be intelligent. What we can do is slow the spread. But even then, we have no guarantees. And that's what I want everybody to understand. There are no guarantees. Oftentimes when we talk about this virus and people talk about this virus, we talk in absolute terms as if we know everything, as if all the facts are in, and they're not. And I want everybody to understand that our position in the Zeal Brothers, when you watch our stuff on the viruses, I want you to understand that we're looking at the facts. But we understand that as we look at these facts, more and more data comes in and our views become more and more accurate. But when people make these absolute terms and then turn around and restrict freedoms about something that they don't know absolutely about, but they speak with absolute authority about, what we have are people simply spreading confusion. So I want everybody just to take a step back. And you could mourn the passing of this man you can have so many different views on Colin Powell. On one hand, you could look at him as the first black man who was the chief of staff of the Joint Chiefs. You could look at him as just a dedicated military hero. You could look at him as defense secretary. You could look at him as secretary of state. You could look at him in all these different ways. But at the end of the day, what you have is a man who died because he was 84 in the highest risk category. And I think a lot of times what we're doing when we chase these stories about the virus is we're chasing the idea that we think we can avoid death, and we simply cannot. You can't avoid death. And that is an absolute truth.